Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Trials of Osiris. Now, as we all know, thanks to this week's House of Wolves blowout, we can finally expect to see the long-awaited Trials of Osiris in the upcoming House of Wolves DLC, which drops on May 19th. Now, whether the Trials is available on day 1, or whether it's an event that drops a few weeks later like I Am Banner, still remains to be seen. But in this video, I want to pull together everything we currently have on Trials of Osiris, so that those of you that have never heard of it can see what all the fuss is about, and those of you that already know can find out what's new. Advance warning, there's a lot to go through. So, first up, the Trials of Osiris is a competitive Crucible mode that takes place on one single location, the Burning Shrine on Mercury. And the game mode you'll be participating in is Skirmish, which, as you should all know by now, is a 3v3 team deathmatch that focuses far more heavily on teamwork and cooperation. However, it's not just any old skirmish mode. The description for this mode reads, "Only the worthy may face the Trials of Osiris, for only the worthy are strong enough to endure what is to come. A string of victories will earn great rewards, but lose too many matches and you're out." It's worth noting that that last line used to say, "lose 3 times and you're out," but has since been changed to "lose too many matches." Maybe this is because Bungie is trying to make it a little bit more manageable, or maybe it's simply so that they can determine the appropriate number nearer the time. It's also worth noting that just like in Iron Banner, level advantages are enabled, meaning it's time to bring the big guns. Your armour and your weapons do matter. Bungie's description for this reads, "Grueling tests of strength, skill and light, these tournaments offer the chance to cement your legend by defeating the best of the best." Now, just what they mean by best of the best again remains to be seen. It could just be a phrase, or there could actually be some sort of Trials ranking system, but I'm not going to speculate on that for now simply because we don't know anymore. So, a knockout style 3v3 skirmish set exclusively on Mercury's Burning Shrine map with level advantages enabled. Sounds pretty hardcore, so how do you get in? Well, that's the next interesting part. See, entry into the Trials of Osiris isn't like the Iron Banner, or any other Crucible match for that matter. You don't simply select it from the director, you need to earn the right to compete. And in order to do this, you'll need a tournament ticket, which will allow you entry into the Trials. In order to earn a tournament ticket, it's said that you'll be awarded them by winning in the Crucible, and the more you win, the higher the chances of receiving them. So in other words, you need to fight to prove yourself before you can then take it to the next level. Alternatively, it seems you can also purchase one of these, an Osiris coin, for 1 mote of light, and this too will allow you to gain access to the tournament. However, I don't think these will be dished out just anywhere in the tower. I think there's a specific place you'll need to purchase them, and I'll get to that in just a moment. For now, just note that now we have a release date for the House of Wolves, it's probably worth stocking up on all those important things you'll need. Materials, glimmer, and now, motes of light. So unless you really need that exotic engram or that fancy cape, it might be worth hanging on to all those motes. Anyway, that's entry, but as stated in the description, if you lose too many times, you're out, and then you need to either earn your way back in by obtaining another ticket, or you need to purchase another Osiris coin. So, what's next? Well, thanks to the most recent 1.1.2 update that dropped this week, some more behind the scenes information surfaced regarding various aspects of the House of Wolves, but the one relevant to this video is the Halls of Amentet, a third social space set on Mercury. So it looks like we'll be getting not 1 but 2 new social spaces. Whether the Halls of Amentet are available all the time or just during the event, again will remain to be seen, but it looks like, albeit briefly, we may get to experience another planet. But what will we be doing there? Well, Bungie stated this week that the Trials of Osiris will yield endgame gear, which means we're going to need to buy this from somewhere, or win it randomly. If it's anything like Iron Banner, then the gear will likely be split between some randomly earned stuff from match rewards, and some stuff that you purchase from a vendor. Now, knowing that the Osiris clan like to remain on Mercury, I very much doubt you'll see someone setting up shop next to where Lord Saladin sits during the Iron Banner events. I think it's much more likely that we'll use the Halls of Amentet to purchase our armour and weapons once we've won enough to earn the Osiris clan's favour. However, while doing all the research for this video, I stumbled across a speculative post on Reddit, and while I want to keep this video as factual as possible, I did want to include this because it's a really interesting idea, and I want to see what you guys thought as well. Shout out to Reddit user Debo37 for this theory. I'll link to their original post in the description box down below, but this was all their idea. Now, Debo37 said that Amentet, alternatively spelled Imentet, is an Egyptian goddess of the dead, known for welcoming the dead into the afterlife. And given that we know that the Trials of Osiris is an elimination style mode, it'd be pretty cool if the Halls of Amentet will only be accessible when you lose out of the Trials of Osiris playlist, effectively as a symbol of you being dead and entering the afterlife. The description for the Halls of Amentet reads, "Only true champions tested in the Trials of Osiris dare set foot in these fabled halls." Emphasis on the word tested, past tense, implying it was a test they had undergone. This also ties into what I said earlier about the Osiris coin. See, you need to earn your very first tournament ticket in order to participate. But imagine for a second that you lose, are then sent to the halls, and instead of then going back into the regular Crucible to randomly earn another ticket, maybe within the Halls of Amentet, a member of the Osiris clan will instead sell you a coin to immediately allow you to regain access. Either way, with lots of signs pointing to the halls, I think one thing for certain is that we will be going here to claim our rewards. Anyway, that's enough speculation, let's get back on track. Now you know what the trials are, how you enter, and the places you'll be visiting during your time in the tournament, what more do you need to know? The answer, my friends, is loot. Armour, weapons, class items, shaders, emblems, and sparrows. This event has the lot. So now let me give you a quick rundown of what you could stand to win for your participation. First up, let's talk weapons. There's 8 in total. Seemingly right now there's no auto rifle. The Jewel of Osiris is the hand cannon. This weapon carries the final round perk, meaning that the last round in the magazine deals bonus damage, and luck in the chamber, one random bullet in the magazine causes considerable damage. Sign me up for that one. I love hand cannons, they are my favourite weapon, so this is definitely a weapon for me. Next up you have the Messenger, a pulse rifle with third eye, meaning that the radar remains active while aiming down sights, and Head Seeker. Body shots with this weapon increase precision damage for a short time. Then you have the Scholar, a scout rifle, which carries Outlaw. Precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase reload speed, and reactive reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants bonus damage for a short time. The shotgun, Astral Horizon, has counterbalance, which increases stability, and shot package. Aiming this weapon reduces the spread of its projectiles. Eye of Sol is the sniper, and it carries life support, recovering from near death grants additional ammo and briefly increases reload speed, plus third eye. The fusion rifle is the Exile's Curse, and it has hip fire. This weapon deals bonus accuracy while firing from the hip, and again life support. Then the machine gun, the Infinite Theorem, has third eye, and persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. And lastly, the rocket launcher, Tomorrow's Answer. It has grenades and horseshoes, where rockets from this weapon will prematurely detonate based on proximity, and tracking. Shells fired seek their targets. So, minus the aggressive tracking, this sounds a bit like Truth. So, those are all your weapons. Now, the information on the armour is incomplete in the database, so while I can't read you specific armour skills and details for now, simply look at this. This is the picture released this week that shows the Trials of Osiris gear. I've got to say, honestly, that this is some of the coolest looking gear I have ever seen, and I personally cannot wait to start putting in work in Trials of Osiris to try and win this stuff. I've actually started training in Crucible right now just to make sure my skills are up to scratch. Also, in this picture, on the right, that, my friends, is the Jewel of Osiris hand cannon. How flipping awesome does that look? So, aside from gear, you can also win emblems. You have the Sun and Moon of Osiris, both of which are legendary emblems, and you have the Eye of Osiris, the first exotic emblem in the game. On top of that, you have 2 shaders, the Eye of the Mad God, which looks like this, and the Eye Shader, which looks like this. And that one right there, that, my friends, that black and yellow one, that is the one that I want. Imagine how good you're going to look when you've got the full Osiris armour with a black and yellow shader and all the matching stuff like that. Everybody's going to know that you are a force to be reckoned with in the Crucible. Then on top of all of that, you have class items. It seems the Hunter gets 2, while everyone else has 1, but the Hunter gets the Cloak of the Exile and the Watcher's Cloak. Then the Titans get the Mark of the Exile and the Warlocks get the Bond of the Exile. And lastly, Sparrows. There are 2 legendary Sparrows to be earned, the SV7 Lightbearer and the SV7 Warrunner. We don't actually have any pictures of these just yet, so for the time being, that's what you have to go on. So, apologies there's so much to go through, but if you've made it this far, then thank you very much for sticking with me. There is one last thing to talk about, then we're done. The Trials of Osiris also carries an exotic bounty, an unknown patron, and if you complete it, you receive this, the Fate of All Fools, which is a solar damage pulse rifle that looks remarkably like the Stranger's Rifle. The perks for this thing are Zen Moment, causing damage with this weapon increases its stability, and Fate of All Fools, chain body shots to gain bonus damage on your next precision shot. But how do you get this? Well, the exotic bounty is pretty intense. First, you need to win 5 Crucible matches to obtain an invitation. Easy enough. Then you bring the invitation to the bounty tracker Xander to obtain your first test. You then need to perform feats of skill in the Crucible in order to complete this test, which either requires you to complete a Crucible match with the highest score, or you have to earn the Deathless Medal, which will require you kill at least 7 opponents and not die for the entire match. I'm going to go with the former, the latter is probably not going to happen for me. Then once you've done that, you'll need to trade Motes of Light for an Osiris coin to gain entry into the Trials of Osiris, and once you've done so, you need to earn 10 wins on a single coin, or 25 wins across multiple attempts. After that, you return for the third test, where you then have to perform kills, headshots and killing sprees with any scout rifle in the Crucible. Once you've done all of that, you can then obtain the Fate of All Fools. And that, my friends, is everything we currently know about the Trials of Osiris. Bungie will be doing a live tour over on twitch.tv/Bungie on the 29th of April, during which time we'll get our first actual glimpse at the Trials of Osiris, so make sure you tune in if this is something that interests you. Aside from that, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this new competitive high-level Crucible content and what item you want the most. Thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
Let the hunt begin.